Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of Heroquest. Last turn we started the game, entered the dungeon, and we entered a room filled with orcs and goblins. We managed to wipe out a couple of them, but we still have to kill off the remaining goblins before we can move on. Let's start off with the barbarian who is facing the orc. He's got his sword raised to attack. He rolls 3 attack dice with his broadsword, and he got, unfortunately, no skulls, so that was a complete miss. Wow, that was not ideal. I think the barbarian is not going to move this turn. He's just going to stand his ground and prepare to take another whack at the orc at a later time. We move on to the dwarf, who's over here. The dwarf is actually going to move first, and he is able to move 4 spaces. With the 4, he's going to go 1, 2, and 3, turn around to attack the orc. He rolls 2 attack dice, and he got 1 skull. And let's double click on that. The orc defends with 2 combat dice. 0 black shields rolled. Excellent. So that means the orc was unable to defend against the attack, and he takes 1 body point loss. And he's killed because he only has 1 body point. Next up we have the elf. He is over here. So let's roll for his movement first. He rolled a 5 and a 4, so 9 movement points. Let's not forget to take this off the board. And with the 9 movement points, he is going to go just here. Yeah, just here. To face the goblin. The elf attacks with 2 attack dice, and unfortunately he did not roll any skulls, so that was a miss. Now I have to say that skulls are actually on 3 sides of the die, so it's 50% hit chance of hitting, but as you can see I have not been rolling very well, so unfortunately that was a miss. Finally, let's roll for movement for the wizard. He rolls an 8, and she's just gonna move over to the back here to attack the goblin. Now, she only has 1 attack dice, and she's not very good at health either, so it might not be a wise decision to put her to the front lines, but let's see what she does. Unfortunately, she rolled a shield, which is not helpful in this situation. That was a miss as well. That's the end of our hero's turn, so let's see what the goblins do. So the first one attacks a dwarf with 2 combat dice, 0 skulls rolled. Okay, so that's good because that attack was a miss. Okay. Wow, he is running away. He went around that way out to here. The second goblin attacks the elf and rolled 1 skull. Let's roll for his defense. And unfortunately that is a skull, so 1 damage point going through to the elf. 5 to 4. Okay, and he is running away as well. So this goblin here, he will go, he went out the door and he landed on this spot, and this next one went right behind him. We were unsuccessful taking out the goblins and they ran away. I think what we'll do now is, I don't know whether it's a good idea to chase them. Maybe we'll just push on and see what's in this next room. Let's start by rolling for Barbarian's movement. And we've rolled a 4 and a 1, so a 5. He is going to move to this door and see what's behind it. And inside we find some tables and some more goblins and orcs. Here's the room on the board. I think the barbarian is going to now wait for the monster to come over. Because now if he steps in, he might get stuck being attacked by both the goblin and the orc. So let's wait till the next round. Let them come to us and wait for them to attack us first. For the rest of the heroes, they will probably at least roll 1. So I'm just going to move. Let's say the dwarf is going to stand right behind barbarian, which is what he's doing now. And he is going to search. He is going to search for treasure. So let's go to the software and click the treasure button. Treasure. And it says pick a hazard card. So basically no special treasure instructions here other than just pick a card. And so let's draw the top card from the treasure deck. And we found a wandering monster. As you're searching, a monster stalks you and attacks. Sargon places the wandering monster on any square next to you. The monster attacks immediately. Return this card to the bottom of the deck. Let's add an orc next to the door. So let's say here. Let's add the wandering monster. The orc attacks dwarf with 3 combat dice. 2 skulls. Ouch. Okay, so let's defend. Defense of 2 dice. And that would be nothing. The wandering monster has completely took us off guard. And that would be 2 points of damage going through. 7 down to 5. And then the goblin moves over to this spot here. I mean the orc. So we cannot search this room at this point because there's now a monster in the room. That was the dwarf's turn. Let's do the elf now, who will, I guess, try to take care of the orc. So let's roll for movement first. We rolled a 6 and a 6, so wow, 12. No problems getting over there. Basically, across the room here. Actually, let's land here. And so let's move this lady, or gentleman, and he's going to attack the orc, who will defend with 0 shields. So let's see if we can roll some skulls. 0 shields. And we're rolling 2 attack dice. And we rolled both skulls. That was a pretty good attack on the elf's part. The orc is taken out of the game board. Basically, the barbarian isn't doing very much, and the characters that typically don't do very much damage are doing all the hard work. Finally, we have the wizard, who will just search. And she is just going to search for secret doors. Let's click the secret door button, and no secret doors in sight. Okay, so that's the turns of the heroes. Let's see what the monsters do now. Now, we are blocking off this entry here, so the heroes can't come through into this room. But they can attack the barbarians. So, of course, the goblin comes back in, attacks the elf with 2 combat dice. He didn't roll any skulls, so I will not defend because that's basically 0 body points there. Okay, and the other goblin attacks and rolled 1 hit. He's attacking the dwarf, so let's roll for dwarf's defense. I knew this would happen. 2 dice, defending against 1 hit. Well, he rolled 2 white shields. Very good. So dwarf was pretty much saw them coming into the room and blocked it off easily. Put that there, and this goblin here. And dwarf was able to block off the attack. And now these monsters will activate, starting with this goblin. I clicked the OK button from previous attack, and this goblin moved up and attacked the barbarian with 2 combat dice. He rolled 0 skulls, and so that was a pretty good move. The monsters didn't really do that much damage, so that should be the end, unless the orc moved up to next to the door. So this goblin is standing behind the door, and this guy moved up, like so. Oh right, look at them blocking off that door. Must be some treasures in there or something. Let's start with the barbarian, and I think he will just attack first and see what happens. So he will be attacking this goblin. Let's roll his 3 attack dice. We're looking for skulls, and we rolled just 1. And the goblin defense 1 dice, no black shields, so 1 body point going through, and he is defeated. Excellent. I think next the dwarf is going to go in and try to attack in this spot, or we could get him to take care of this goblin. Yeah, actually, let's do that. Dwarf is going to basically revenge on the surprise attack from this goblin, and he is going to roll his 2 attack dice. He rolled 1 skull. Double click. Goblin rolled 0 black shields. Nice. So that's 1 body point loss and defeated. The dwarf is not going to make a movement this turn. He's just going to stand his ground and prepare to enter the next room next turn. Next we have the elf, who will turn around and attack this goblin. And he's going to roll 2 attack dice. We need skulls, and we rolled 1. The goblin defends, and he rolled a black shield, so he successfully defends. Nothing happens there. And finally, the wizard is going to take her turn by first moving. She's going to try to kill off this goblin. She has a movement of 6. So she's going to move up here and whack at the goblin. And lo and behold, she rolls a skull. And the goblin defends with 1 combat die, but 0 black shields. So my theory that the elf and wizards who are not that strong in attacks are killing all the monsters is still true. That's defeated. That goblin's defeated. And that would be the end of our hero's turn. Pretty good turn, I would say. Let's see what the monsters do. Alright, first the orc goes up 1 spot and attacks the barbarian with 3 combat dice. He rolled 2 skulls. Wow. Alright, so let's see if we can defend against that. I don't think we would be able to do that type of defense. Let's roll the 2. We rolled 1 shield, so 1 damage going through to the barbarian. 6 to 5. And that's it for the monster's turn, because this monster cannot move through. So that's okay, I think. And now our heroes are all lined up. Oh, that guy's killed off. But our heroes are all lined up to enter this room. All we have to do is take care of these monsters here. So let's start by attacking. Barbarian is going to thrust his broadsword through this doorway and attack this orc. Come on. It's 50% chance, so I should get at least 1.5 skulls. Look at that. Three skulls. Pretty much guaranteed damage because the orc rolls 2 defend dice. That means 1 damage is for sure going to go through. And he only has 1 hit point. So, very successful attack there by the barbarian. He's off the board. Next, I think barbarian's going to move. Let's roll for his movement. Roll double 4s, so 8. I'm not sure how far I want to move because I'm not sure what kind of traps are in here, but let's go down like that. And nothing triggered, so I guess we're good. There's also a door at the back here, so let's put that onto the board. Next up we have the dwarf, who's going to move, and he rolled 6. So he is going to move through the door in front of the orc here and attack with broadsword. So short sword actually. So 2 attack dice. Oh, ouch! Look at that. 2 shields. That was a complete miss. So what happens there now is he is just going to stand there and block off the path there. Let's move the elf up. 7, so no issues with movement there. And finally, the wizard is just going to move up 1, which is her guaranteed movement. 2 is a guaranteed movement, but she's going to move up 1. And stand behind there. It's the monster's turn. And the orc attacks with 3 dice, and he rolls 2 skulls. Ouch. They keep doing that. Let's see if we can defend this. And unfortunately, no. The dwarf was not good at attacking nor defending. 2 hit points going through. He's down to 3. After that, the orc is going to move back towards this door. These monsters just hack at you and then run away. Make you chase them. Alright, so that was a couple turns of hero quests. We're still progressing slowly, trying to kill off the monsters. Unfortunately, some of our heroes' health is down quite a bit. The dwarf is at 3 from his maximum 7. So we'll have to heal pretty soon with some of the spells. But other than that, let's see what happens. I'm hoping to really get some additional action in with some of the traps or treasures. But right now, we're pretty much just trying to kill off the monsters to get into the dungeon ASAP. I'm going to call it a night now, and hopefully see you guys in the future episodes of Heroquest.